So I know it's only temporary, but I decided to do a few things just to give the schoolie a feel where it feels more like I could actually live in it rather than just be going from point A to B where you unload at point B or something. And yeah, those bins are still a problem because as long as there are bins visible, it feels kind of like that A to B thing. But what I did is I moved the refrigerator over under here, moved the drawers here, moved this big bench over here with that on it. I added some more wires up here so things can hang up. I put the board up against there, which I'll have to strap on. It's a bit more out of the way. I can reach the plugs down there. Um, then, this is going to have to be pulled up against the wall. Most things are going to have to be tied up against the wall in some way. And then I put this tabletop on top of legs over here. So, I can tuck some things under there and others on top. And this gives it more of a look of, okay, you know, you can kind of work with it. It looks messy because unlike a really converted schoolie, everything is out front and visible rather than tucked behind some kind of cupboard or drawer, which is what you should have. And the other thing that's, making a big difference, of course, still, is the fact that all of these furnitures, all of the stuff that I'm using to tuck things away, are only going up to about half height of the bus. Nothing, not even this thing, goes all the way up to the top of the bus. So space along the walls isn't being used all that efficiently. Things get tucked away down below, leaving the top area open as air mostly. I'm sure that's a nice airy, spacious look, but at the same time, it means that you only have half as much space available to put things away, and it all looks a little more messy. And of course, because it's not converted, nothing is tucked away behind doors, so it doesn't have that cleaned up look that you get when you have real cupboards um, and drawers and stuff everywhere that just hide stuff. Um, so yeah, there's a big difference, but you can't switch to that until you're actually designing what the converted inside is going to be like. And this is getting a lot closer. Again, the only thing missing right now, before you can get to designing, is you still haven't tested a shower setup. That's something you need to do because you need to have in mind how much space that's going to consume and what sort of space so that you can actually design it. At least you have the composting toilet there. That way there's a bit of that. Yeah, because in the design almost everything is up for moving if you want it to move. Even that. I mean, I doubt I'll move that desk, but it's possible. You can move anything. You can certainly move this seat or even get rid of it. The only thing that, well, the only two things that are probably not up for moving are the bed in the back and the wood stove in the middle. Those two things are pretty much fixed in place. And the rest, and when you make your conversion design, once you have all your stuff figured out, you can still move it about anywhere in here and decide to tuck things up or down or whichever side. Like the kitchen could even swivel over to the other side if you wanted it to. Although I'm, not necessarily suggesting that it's a good idea to get the propane tank on the same side as the wood stove at this moment. Or not that it probably matters that much, but yeah, you know, you don't have to do that. So that's really just a bit of cleanup to make it feel like you can handle living in here for a bit more and not feel always like you've just left the island or something. But still a far way from a real conversion, obviously, because there's no design involved here. No design, no construction of actual framing and stuff. that will come later. Probably require some income.